What's going on YouTube? It's your boy TopSynX here coming at you with another tutorial video. Today I'm going to be designing a custom playmat for Yu-Gi-Oh! But you can use the same design and the same template linked in the description below to create any type of playmat for any type of game, including Magic, Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, Digimon, you name it, and you can use it. Also in this video, towards the end, I'm going to be going over two of the websites that you can use to get these playmats printed, so feel free to stick around for that. If you don't want to stick around for that and you want to skip to the end of the video, I hope not, but if you want to, feel free. I'll be going over two of the options that you can use to get the playmat printed, and I'll be comparing the prices later. So, to get into the actual tutorial on how to design a playmat here, I've split the video up into a couple of pieces, so it's easier design-wise for me to work with. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, so to get started on the playmat, we're gonna just go over some basics. So to get started, you're gonna want the PSD file. The 300dpi.psd is linked in the description. I probably already said that, but just in case. And you're going to need Photoshop or GIMP. If you have Photoshop, that's awesome. If you don't have Photoshop, GIMP is a free alternative, which really helps out for this. Because the file is a .psd, which is native to Photoshop, I do recommend Photoshop at that point, but GIMP works for it as well. I've heard that other programs would work for it, but I'm not entirely certain. I just know for a fact these two work because I've used them in the past. So for this one, I'm going to be creating a playmat that's designed around Jinx from League of Legends and some cool like psychedelic butterflies with the colors that she uses, the pink and the blues, namely, and then like sort of a space background. And I wanted to put the big spray painted like graffiti that she puts on stuff to vandalize it in the back as well, to kind of create like a 3D layer to the image, and just kind of play around with that for a bit. And yeah, I have all my files here, so let's get started. I'm just gonna open up some of the main file for the Jinx, and I'm gonna copy that one right over here. I'm gonna keep it centered, and I'm gonna make it expand the entire playmat, and I'm just going to keep it a little centered there. Now, my edges aren't going to be perfect. I'm not actually going to get this one printed, but it helps show the process in which I'm actually going to be doing it. Now, I've already pre-made all these butterflies. If you haven't got something like this, then of course it's just something that's a little time consuming. So I did it just to save some time, and it's just going to flash up a little bit here and show us the pretty butterflies that I made. But I'm just going to go around and I'm going to be cutting these out and pasting these in different spots. A few of these I might do a few times, like this one I kind of want like up here in the front. Would be nice, maybe. And then like obviously we can go to the background here. And if we paste it here, maybe flip it horizontally and move it a little bit, we can kind of have it somewhere like up there. Seems pretty nice. This one's one of my favorite ones. This one's definitely going up towards the front. Gonna put it down here, maybe. Just a little bit like that. And there's no right or wrong here. You can design this whole thing, any way that you want, really. I think I'm going to sneak this one down in here, in the background. And I think at this juncture, I'm going to actually open up that graffiti so I can get that in, start working in my 3D elements. Now, if you just for some fun facts while we're going over, I guess, if you didn't know, Jinx actually in the whole lore of League of Legends, Jinx actually was one of the earlier champions to be released. And she had this fun little interaction on the website that not a lot of people know about. If you actually go to the League of Legends website, or if you went to the League of Legends website back when she was first released, there was actually a whole bunch of stuff that she vandalized with her little graffiti and this "Jinx was here" type of stuff. It was actually really cool. And then specifically if you went to the Vi page, it's where the nickname Fat Hands came from. Like that was plastered all over the Vi page, because the whole thing was that Vi was always her sister and was always the one who was, capturing her the most. Just a little bit of fun lore. Some fun lore for it. Her whole thing in the beginning was that she was a trickster type of character, not the Harley Quinn kind of psychopath narrative that they've kind of ran with in recent years, especially with the Arcane stuff. But I still deeply enjoy the character, and I still really enjoy the aesthetic that Riot has continued to make with the character. So that's just my take on it. I'll make of that what you will. Now I'm just working with some of these butterfly effects just to nail it home what I'm doing here with the design. But I'm trying to incorporate all these butterflies into it just to really get a design, get a real something going, you know? Maybe like one down here. We're getting a little close to the end here. And I might move some around. We'll see. We'll see. I'm liking these like in the back here, like that. Really liking that. And I'm not saving any of those images when I'm closing them. That's just, for me, it's faster if I if I cut them and then I paste them here. After I close it. If this is harder for you to do, if you'd rather leave them all open, that's free. That's fine. That's completely up to you, and I do not judge. Let's flip this horizontal. Maybe get like a little evenly spread in there. Yeah. Alright, that seems pretty good. Always remember to save your work, by the way. So I'm going to be saving over the 300 DPI file, but again, you'll be getting a clean one when it shows up to you. Again, located in the description below. So let's add some effects in a background. So one of my favorite things to add is like a space background. It really kind of accentuates the playmat and does a really cool effect. So we're going to move this all the way to the back, and this is just a space image that I saved from NASA. NASA has a ton of these images available online, so you should definitely feel free to utilize that resource and grab a cool space image from NASA. And to me, that looks awesome. Again, my version is going to be a little pixelated compared to yours, between video rendering and this specifically just being an example post. But I think that we've got a pretty good image going on here. We've got the really cute Jinx picture here. We've got the big space background with her graffiti, and we've got the cool butterfly effect. We can even zoom in here if we really wanted to, and we could try to remove that white, but I think instead of trying to remove the white, let's try to incorporate it. I have this cool lighting stuff that I like to use. and we put this over here, and we put this on top. Yeah, let's do this, and there we go. So one of the things I like to do with these cool lighting techniques is if you make them really big, you can kind of position them in ways, and then you can mess with them afterwards. Right, so that looks kind of cool. So I'm just going to combine those two images, and then I'm going to go over here to layer styles, and I'm going to do, let's do hard light. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, now let's lower the opacity of that. And then let's actually shift the image, shift that layer to the left a bit. Maybe tilt it. So it looks like we've got some light following the same pattern. And then let's also lower that opacity again a little bit. So there we have this cool lighting effect coming down the back and coming through this diagonal layer. So I very much feel like this is pretty nice, but we can still kick this up a notch a little bit if we wanted to. No, we have these card zones here that we can have. They're pretty bland as they are, but we can edit them, and it's not too hard at all to do this. So inside the folders over here, you can have, see, there's anti-theft, there's the Vanguard stuff, and then there's the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So we're going to turn on the Yu-Gi-Oh, and there's branding for, you can't see it, but that's the old Yu-Gi-Oh logo. There's trademarks for if you want to put trademarks on your stuff, and there's the card zones. So we're going to go through here, and I took the liberty of adding in these extra card zone spots. The layers 3 and 4 in here are the EMZ, since the original file was created before the EMZs existed. So I took the liberty to add those in, no worries. And so what we're going to do in this scenario is we're going to do copies of these two and turn them off. And then we're going to combine these layers so that way all of the layers are combined, and we're gonna create two new layers in here. So the first layer we're gonna do is we're going to grab let's do like a mid-tone blue and fill that right in. And then here we're gonna grab about a mid-tone. We're gonna grab the hot pink that she's got, and we're gonna fill that in. Then we're going to create a clipping mask, and the clipping mask, all this does is help us to change the colors on how this is gonna be. So now now we've got this really nice pink, and now we've got this kind of hard blue, but that's okay. So what we can do here is we can lower the opacity even more, and now we've got this really nice blue, really cool blue spot where the cards are supposed to go. And then to make this depth even more, we can specifically pull this right back here, and now the Jinx is on top of it, so the graffiti is kind of layered on top with the cool butterflies. And so to me, this is a done playmat. To me, this is something that I would use, and I would feel really comfortable using in my experience playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So I would say this is completed. So to get this printed, what you're going to do is, of course, you're going to save your work. But you need to take this to, and this will come up every once in a while to just show this right in the Photoshop format and saving it. But you would also want to go to one of these two websites. So you have Your Playmat, which is the first one we're going to talk about today. Your Playmat is probably the cheaper of the two, honestly. You can get your playmat printed here for $24.99. After shipping, it goes up a little bit, but it is possible to put card zones for all the other card games here. So if you don't want to add your custom zones like I did, you can have the zones made here. And I believe in some of the examples it shows you what they look like. Sometimes they don't, I'm not too sure. At the end of everything, after shipping costs, your playmat is around $32 to $35, while Inked Gaming starts at $27.95. After shipping for them, it's around $40 to $42. So the difference isn't too huge. It's around $7 to $8. And again, both of these are very trusted and very good places to get your playmats printed. I'm sure the difference in quality isn't too big. I've only ever gotten stuff printed from Inked Gaming before, and that's only because I've had 2 playmats printed from there, and it was when I didn't know about Your Playmat. But Your Playmat also has the benefit of being able to make custom sleeves, and that is something that's incredible, and I'll probably be creating an entire tutorial on how to make custom sleeves eventually too, so keep an eye out for that. But anyway guys, I think that will be the end of the tutorial. If you stuck around this long, I love your face, you're great. Check out the links in the description below. It really would mean a lot to me if you checked out my TCG store, or if you checked out my YouTube channel where I upload daily dueling book videos every single day. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great night and a happy Halloween. Peace!